Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with Retire Different. Retire Different is a place for people who want to ask the right questions in order to make good financial decisions for their retirement. Now, at Retire Different, we look at it from a very practical perspective, and we try to write articles and do videos that are going to give you ideas to prepare and then to make the most of your time in retirement. Now, most people think about retirement in the distance as some beautiful, sort of magical place where you get to relax and unwind and write your book and travel the world. And it's just that kind of, in the distance, it looks so seductive and attractive. And then when you get to your 50s, you start thinking, okay, am I ready for this? I've been working for, 25 years plus, and I'm ready to move on to something else, but am I ready for retirement? Did I save enough money? Am I ready to, to make that leap? And, of course, this is the good things are always balanced by the getting older. You've got the achy joints, the memory slips, you just start to feel like you're changing. And those changes can be very dramatic on a psychological and on a physical level. So you get to retirement. You get to that 50 age where you're looking at retirement in a more precise way. And you think, I've got to get ready for this. A lot of people start thinking, have I really got enough money? Am I going to outlive my money? Because I'm healthy, I'm doing well, I'm active, I've got things I want to do. Will I have enough money to do all of that? And on top of that, layer the whole psychological issue of, will I have meaning in my life? Will I be able to leave a legacy? Will I be able to, do the things that I really want to do that I put off when I was working, with the idea I would do them in retirement? So the idea that we're going to put forward today is kind of an interesting one, and I think it's very worthwhile considering. And that is to do a practice retirement in your 50s and as soon as you can. What that means is basically living for a period of time with the money that you know that you will have in retirement. So it's living within your means based on the money that you know you're going to be bringing in retirement. So this takes a little bit of work. First of all, you have to sit down and go through all the ways that you're going to be bringing in money in your retirement. That includes your Social Security, pension, your savings, investments, all the things that you are planning on using as income for your retirement. And calculate that monthly income that you're going to have. And then limit your outgoings to that amount. I know this sounds a little bit hard because think about it. If you are earning, twice the amount now that you're going to be earning in retirement, how are you going to live on that amount of money that you are bringing in? Now, this is where we retire different. We always put a lot of different ideas and thoughts out there of ways to make extra money in retirement, because you may find that you need a little more. But anyway, the point here is to try to live within your means for a period of time based on what you know is going to be your income in retirement. And a lot of people do this practice retirement, and then they save the extra that they're bringing in. When you're working, of course, you might have income coming in that's going to be able to be saved. So the difference, when you've lived within your means based on your income in retirement, you can save the rest, you can invest the rest. Now, if you can do it for a period of time, like even for a month or two, that's the way to really get a feel for this. But then even within this practice retirement, there's two different ways that you can do this. There's the marathon and the sprint. Now, the marathon is where you basically limit your budget to post-retirement levels, and you work every day. You go to work as you normally do, and you spend time with your friends, and you do all the social things that you do. And that's the slow approach, because you're getting a feeling of the limitation on your finances, but you're not getting the big picture of retirement. Like what retirement involves often is detaching yourself from people that you work with, of course, and people that you have become friends with during that time period. So the marathon is to do it for a period of time. Maybe you could do it for a long time, do it for a year. Just where you're just living in your retirement budget, seeing your friends, continuing working with your colleagues, and not isolating yourself in any way, not cutting yourself off from any kind of social engagement. Now that may change in real retirement, but right now just work on the finances. The next way to do it is the sprint. Now the sprint is where you actually do it that way, plus cut out some of the social engagement. Now, of course, this is going to be one you might do over just a 2-week period or a month, because you want to hang out with your friends. You want to spend time. You've got to be with your work colleagues, of course, every day. But it's a way of trying to cut off some of those social connections, just so you get the feeling of it. This is what it's going to be like to be in retirement. I'm going to have less money to work with. I'm not going to have the context of structure in my life where I go into work every day, get in the car, get on the bus, go to work, have the structure of work, the meaning and the purpose being of value. Having an employer, hopefully, that gives you good feedback and you're feeling like you're making a difference in your job. Those kinds of things will not be there when you're retired. So if you can cut yourself off from that a little bit mentally, so the only way really to do this is to take a 2-week or so break from everything. And during your holiday, do this practice retirement, because then you won't be seeing your work colleagues, and you'll get that sense of, where's my purpose? What's my meaning in life? Imagine that you've got a few aches and pains, or that your knees aren't quite working, or that just what could happen in your 60s and 70s. And make sure that you're truly practicing retirement with that whole context. That's the sprint. It's hard. It's really hard, because you get an accurate view from a 360 perspective, not just from the view of the extra or the less money that you'll be working with. So personally, I wish I'd done both. I did neither. And I paid for it because I really wasn't ready when I retired. And it took me a while to get my bearings and to bring my level of living down to the place where I could afford to do the things I wanted and live within my means, to have a good retirement. And that's worked out great for me. But I wish I had done both of these things, short term and the marathon. I think it makes a big difference. Has anyone tried this? Has anyone done a practice retirement? I would really like to know what your experience was. Maybe it's something that you're doing long term now. You're in your 50s, 55, 60, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to retire in the next 5 years. I'm going to practice what it's like to be retired, financially and otherwise. I'd love to know what your experiences are. I think it's a really powerful option to get ready for retirement. Have you done a practice retirement? Leave your comments in the section below. It'd be lovely to hear your thoughts on this. Now, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being a supporter of Retire Different. Check out our website. Leave comments there. We've got a lot of really interesting articles, I think, that are worthwhile. They're practical, as I've mentioned. They're down to earth and give you really concrete ideas. They're not, sort of abstract. And I think this one on doing a practice retirement is a very good example of something that you can do to get yourself ready to retire different. And that means, positively and with all the options open that you want. So thank you again for your support of Retire Different. Go check out our website and leave your answer here as to whether you have tried a practice retirement. Take very good care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.